Okay. Hello, ladies and gentle ladies. I think I am live, but I have had a lot of technical difficulties this evening, so I'm unsure. Because OBS is telling me I'm not, which is great. But YouTube seems to suggest I am. So hopefully everything is working. I don't know if the music is working. I think it's not. It seems to be maybe not. Maybe not. Because when I started streaming at 7, it was playing my Spotify audio, which obviously isn't ideal. Okay, it looks like it was playing my Spotify audio in this one, but I think it's so quiet that we'll be fine. Because it's not playing it now, which is the important thing. We should be fine. Worst case scenario, I just cut that part out of the VOD. Okay, so yeah, I think we're all good. I think. Hopefully music is coming through. I think so. This should be fine. Okay, gotta get chat up there. Okay, I think we are ready. So let's bring out the starting soon screen. So yeah, today we're going to be doing more Industria, of course, as you can probably guess. But what specifically we're going to be doing, I don't really know. So last time we finished updating to 1.21.5, so that all works now. It's all good. Never mind, things do not work. Oh dear, okay. Yeah, some things do not work, apparently. That's good to know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. That's a weird one. That's a very weird one. Huh. Oh, they all do that, apparently. Is that just because they're old, possibly? I think it's just because these are all old ones. I don't think they actually are meant to do that. So I will try and... Oh dear. Okay, things are not going too well, huh? Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. Things are really not going too well. Okay, interesting. So we're going to fix that first then. That's not what I intended to do initially, but that's fine. We'll try and fix that first, and then we'll go from there. So we'll look at the mixer for now. And the thing is, I didn't really change any of this. And actually, the only thing that's changed is that 7410 made a PR. But before that, it worked fine. But I'm going to have a look at exactly what the changes are. Obviously, something has gone wrong there. Worst case scenario, I can just revert the... like to avoid that if possible. So go through. So pipe networks, I think this stuff is fine. This is fine. Solar panel screen. yeah, so I think okay. That's this is irrelevant. This is irrelevant. I think the issue is probably something to do with this. Maybe it simply just is the world, but it's hard to say for sure. It probably is the world because there's probably data at those positions telling it like, hey, I can't place it here. That would be... That's probably the case, actually. So I think we'll be fine. Yeah, we should be fine, because that makes sense, I think, about it. So we are going to have to, unfortunately, ditch that world, then. Yeah, that world's going to be useless now. So we'll have to ditch that. Let's load back up. Let's create a brand new world. And we'll start that again. So go single player and we're going to delete that world. We're going to create a new world. Go creative. I'm just going to call this testing world, even though it's probably not going to be the last one. Go peaceful. And we'll go super flat and we're going to go redstone ready. Then we're just going to change some game rules. So we are going to change all of these to off. We're going to change advanced time of day and updates fire is fine, but update weather can be off. And is there anything else? Get rid of. I usually turn block output off, but that's not really a big deal. The rest should be fine. Okay, so let's create that world. Okay, so oops, I mistyped. Meant to go to I'm already in. Good to know. So, okay, yeah, the first thing I kind of wanted to do today anyways is fix the item model for the block entity. I don't entirely know how to do that, so it's going to be a little bit of investigation, I think. So I think basically is something inside model provider. I think I need to just generate models. So for example, here I do this for these ones. I don't know if I can just do the same thing, maybe. I don't think so, because, well, no, maybe I can. The link in Discord doesn't work. So yeah, that's because I created a new stream. I have to open Discord because I can't go on Do Not Disturb, because apparently whenever I select Do Not Disturb, it just changes it back to online. So thank you, Discord. But I'm gonna have to keep it closed the whole time. But I will go edit. There we go. Terrible thumbnail because it wiped the original, but well. Okay. Let me... is this a new camera angle? No, this is the same camera angle. It's probably just because you're seeing my room lit up. Because summer. But, is it summer yet, technically? Sorry. But yeah. Okay, so I suspect, oh god, I suspect the issue is probably with this, because I don't think this exists anymore. I don't think you do it like this. So this entire class is probably gonna need to just be rewritten, unfortunately. Or at least like kind of. Kinda. So I think no, we're not rewriting anything. We've already rewrote. We're already on 1.21.5 now. Everything works. The thing that we're doing, all that we're doing is, see that? Oh, my window capture is no longer Minecraft. That's why things did. Oh, yes, I know why. Okay, there you go. Now you can see the game as well. So the issue is you can see everything here. We don't have models for any of the block entities. So that's basically because of this. Because originally I just added this as like the parent model. But you don't do that anymore. And in fact, this just isn't really gonna work, to be honest. So previously I just returned an object which is a JSON object. Yeah, which is kind of fine. That is what it wants. But this doesn't add the state, does it? Because the confusing thing is that Minecraft now has models and states or items, which is very confusing. Like if I go in here and we look at something in one model, so we'll go to like this simple, right? So simple drill head, here we go. So this is the state, right? I really don't understand how this works, to be honest. Okay, what we can do, we can go into vanilla and we can have a look at what vanilla does. In fact, we can even go into the model provider. Which is this one, I think. Not? Do they have a special implementation of this, or? So, block state suppliers, item asset. Very confused. So if it's a block item and it's just not contained, then it gets the block model ID, and that just adds a basic one. So what exactly is aliased asset? I don't really know. This is the most confusing class I've ever seen. Like, what? So, what is it doing? So block states are irrelevant. Let me look at the model itself for the simple. Okay, so this is pretty much the same. In fact, this is exactly the same. So the difference is that I do genuinely just need to do the item state, which is this JSON. And I don't know how this JSON. So what we can do is we can once again go vanilla and we can look at like enchanting table, maybe. JSON go, and if we just find the one that's in the correct place, assets Minecraft items, that's this one. So this is a type model and it's Minecraft block, so that's not really what I want. Is there any what about like the chest? And if I look in item. Oh, good lord. Okay. Type select. Cases. What the hell? They have this? This is such a niche thing to add. Like, what? But okay. So it's an item chest, and then the model is a type Minecraft chest, and then the texture is Minecraft Christmas. And then it has a fallback, and then it has a pattern. This is so like unnecessarily complicated. Okay, so if I want to like use that, like what do I do? Because this, so this is the item model writer. I see. So where is this used? This is used here. So this dot writer. Okay, so where is this used? This is used here. Which is used here, which is used here, I guess. Yeah. And then this is used no, that's not right. That's used here. So the item model generator is a writer, apparently. Wait, no, that doesn't make... What? Oh, that is... I see. So the item model generator is the writer. Like that is what I've called the writer. Okay, I see. So this is passing here, which is here. I don't want to generate the item model. I want to generate the item state. Okay, you know what we can do? We can look at this. This is the output. Item model output. Which accepts there. So that just wants an unbake. So can I just get the output in here? So if I do writer.output, then can I accept? The problem is this takes in an ID, which isn't really what I want. So, because what does this do? This writes that. Okay. Can probably make that work. So I can, if I pass in an item, and have a private final item, set the item, then this passes in here, so this does item as item, and then put item in there, which is going to this one basically. So we'll go item, and then that's builder item ID, like that, and then I just have to make the builder take in an item, private find item, like that, and then pass that in here. So this.item, and then what I should be able to do, I think, is if I do this.item, and then what it wants is the unbaked. So if I do a new block entity, I forgot what I called it. Can I just do a new unbaked and have it show me the correct one? Maybe this one. Damn it. Hello 7410, welcome to the stream. Hello Super Z, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so this is a minor problem. What I can probably do is in here, what is this do? Handler .accept. Handler is this, which is the map. Okay. For each vanilla handler. I might also need to pass in the block as well. I think what I'm going to do okay, here's what I'm going to do. Hello Gogo, welcome to the stream. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create my own register method. And I'm going to basically just put it in a map. I'm going to do a private static final map of item to a unbake, which is going to be a block entity item renderers. That will be equal to a new hash map, and then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to do register this, which will do this kind of. So it's actually just going to take in the block though, not that one, that one. And then if item is not null, then it will put it in there. And then I also wanted to do special block render of registry.register block renderer like that, and sure, we'll keep the login just because why not, I guess. And then the plan is I can simply replace all of these like that. I know there's a way to select multiple, by the way, but I don't know how you do it, so we're not doing it. And then I create a method to just get it. So a public static unbake item renderer item. And then I'm gonna do, what was that class called? Dynamic item renderer in it. Dot get item renderer this dot item. And maybe that will work. Get rid of this, get rid of that. Does that work? It wants an item unbake. That's interesting. I think I need to do... but that uses a model ID. I think I need to use an item model special. I don't know how it knows what the ID is. Like, if I can do this, right? I can do item models dot special. But it needs an identifier. I don't think I can just do industria.id just dot item dot what, like get translation key, or no, what is it? It's model ID dot get item model like that. I don't know if that will work. Probably, I suspect. I mean, I guess we can try it. Obviously, if that works, that would be great. That would save us a lot of time, but I suspect that's not going to work. We'll try it, though. So we'll run data gen. See what it does. Actually, this might work, because I think this ID is actually referencing this. I think it's meant to be referencing basically the model. So this might actually work. Maybe? Duplicate item model definition for simple underscore drill underscore head. Interesting. But simple drill head shouldn't be running in here because this isn't for... Oh, I see. I see. Because I need to know if it's a block to do this. And if it's not a block, I don't want to do this. No, no. Um, 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 um. How do I do this though? Because an item isn't a block, and there's no way to know if it's a block. I guess I could see if it's a block item. I mean, that's kind of hacky, but it will work. So I'm gonna do that. Hello, Wide. Welcome to the stream. Let's see if this works, shall we? I have high hopes. Nope. It definitely did something though. So, for example, I can see here that it's registered the item renderers. Failed to run data generator because of a null pointer exception. Okay, now where's the null pointer exception? That would be very helpful to know. Are you just not going to tell me? I can confirm it's not going to tell me. Did it generate them at least? That would be helpful, wouldn't it? It did not generate. Oh. How am I meant to debug this if it doesn't tell me where it's occurred? Like, what? So it's obviously something with how it's trying to encode it, right? As it says, because this is all codec stuff. And this is happening around here. Let me bring this actually. Can I bring this window to my other monitor? Yes, I can. Then I can look at the console. And also look at the code that it's referenced. So that's kind of the easiest way to do it. So line 47. Right, so what's null though? Don't know. Maybe I'll just run it again. Maybe it will work. I don't know. Maybe what I need to do actually. Maybe I need to do this after this. I don't know if that's like an actual thing or like. You know, I'm gonna breakpoint that. Let's stop the client as well. Have a look. Okay. Oh, now we have a different error. Element with unknown ID, record codec, Industria, unbaked, lambda, model layer. Okay. But the issue is with this codec here. For some reason. I don't know why that would be the case. Element with unknown ID is what it's saying. I don't think the issue is the model layer itself, though. The issue is the it could be the texture, but it shouldn't be the texture. Relevant. I don't really know what could be wrong here, to be honest. But the problem, this is the problem with the codecs, because I can't debug them. Right, there's nothing I can do to figure out why it's doing that. This is an ID and a name. I get the ID, I get the name, and I just do it new. So it shouldn't be with them. This shouldn't be the issue. The only way this could be the issue is maybe if one of these is invalid, but that shouldn't be the case. I'm a little bit suspicious of the texture, to be honest. I think if anything's wrong here, it's probably the texture. I could just go through these and look if they're all valid, like me. They should all be valid. Why they shouldn't be. The codec or identifier. What is this? I see. So is it failing on identifier validate, I wonder? No. Nope. 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 Yeah, there's nothing here to really help me. Like I can see it comes from here and from here and here, so it's obviously an issue with the item assets, but I obviously already knew that. Oh. Let me try deleting the cache. Not that I think that's going to help, but it just might give me a better, more readable error, is the hope. Let's see. Nope, I got exactly the same error. It references a whole lot of nothing. Yep, I don't know. I think we're gonna have to ditch that for this stream, unfortunately. Which isn't a big deal, by the way. It's fine. Yeah, like, it's not really a problem. It just means that we're not gonna have item models for the block entity renderers. I'll figure that out at a different time, because I think it's just an issue with the codec or something. But I don't know, and I don't want to spend the entirety of this stream trying to figure that out. It's fine. We'll come back to it. It's probably just an issue with the identifier codec, is my suspicion. So, should we actually work on something a little bit productive today? So, I don't really know what to do. I have a few ideas. We're kind of just in a bit of a weird place at the moment, aren't we? Let's launch the game pack and we'll see where we're at. So I have a few ideas. So one of them is I kind of want to redo the wind turbine. Like kind of completely. What? JSON data wasn't empty. Oh, did I actually just break it? I might have broke. We'll give it a run again. How do I get this back in? How do I get it back in? There we go. Good evening, Romeo. Welcome to the stream. Did you manage to fix the models? No, I did not, and we have just given up with that. Yeah, we'll come back to it, just not today. I don't. I think I need to build. Oh no, it's fine. I don't know why it's. Oh no, that's deep slate balls, right? Oh, weird. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I think it was just like it impartially generated. Okay. Yeah, most of these errors are just the block entities that are now broken. As I say, we're going to come back to those. We're not going to worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, so as I say, there's a few things we could work on today. We could work on redoing wind turbines. We could start something completely new, which would be conveyors. We could do dynamic fluid tanks, or we could, there was something else, but to be honest I've completely forgotten what it was. So those are basically the options. Or I'm trying to think of the other one. It's going to bug me because I had something else in mind. All right, the other one is that we continue working on the oil pump jack because we've kind of left that. You know what? I'll create a poll. Here we go. How do I create a poll? What should we work on today? If I could type, of course, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Okay, so option 1. What are the options I said, guys? I've already forgotten. I've already completely forgotten what I just said. Oh my god. Okay. Oil pump jack, wind turbine, conveyors, and what was the other one? There was another one. Oil pump jack, wind turbine, conveyors, and oh yes, dynamic fluid tank. There you go. I put in a poll, and you guys can vote. Can I set like a timer on the poll? No. Okay. So those are the options. And I will end the poll at 8 o'clock my time. So 2 minutes. I can't actually see how many votes there are. It's kind of annoying. Like I can see that conveyors are 100%, but I can't see how many people have voted that. Oh no, I can. It's one person. It says at the top there's one vote. There you go. Now there's 2 votes. Okay. I see. Okay. You have a minute left, guys. Come on, get to voting. Did you vote in your local election? No, I did not. I I didn't even know it was going on until it was over. But apparently like Reformer won or something, which is kind of crazy. Or like they got the majority. I'm not sure you can really call it a win local, but you know. Okay, it is 8 o'clock. That means I'm ending the poll. There we go, poll ended. So it looks like the winner is wind turbine. Interesting. That's not what I expected. I really didn't think you guys would want to see wind turbine reworked. But, oh, here we go. Okay. Let's just. I will create a quick world actually with the wind turbine in it, and just a very quick setup. So we'll go battery. Okay. Go. That's not working. Oh dear. Cables don't work then, do they? Is it just bugging or... I think what's happening is the no, maybe not. Oh, there you go. Okay. There's definitely something up with that. You know, this isn't even taking from the cable, is it? Or it is, but only when it's full, because this is generating 145. Cable should be able to transfer more than 145. I really thought we were done with pipe networks, man. We might have to do those fast. Because it's kind of important that those work. I'm not really sure how I've actually broken those, though. Because I didn't really change any. But basically it's going to be this code right here. Oh, this is redundant, apparently. Go to that then. Yeah, so basically, for whatever reason, this isn't working correctly. Or at least push to isn't working correctly. We're not in debug mode. No, we are. Oh, that's why. There you go. Okay, so if we grab the primary block entity, it would be null because that will be the cable, and the primary state will be, yeah, as it says, the cable. Primary storage will be the cable storage, so that's 70,000. Okay, so that's fine. Then we get the secondary state, which is the wind turbine. Okay, let's just make sure this isn't trying to insert into the... Try again then. Secondary state is the battery. Here we go. One. Secondary block entity will be the battery block entity. And we get the secondary storage. That is storage. Yeah, so this has a max insert of 1 million. So that shouldn't be a problem. That's fine. So then it tries to go into the transaction. It's the value. The value is 70,000. Okay. So then that will do storage.extract maximum transaction. So the maximum amount it can extract is 10,000. So extracted is 10,000. Okay, and then amount negative equals extracted, return extracted. Okay. So then that's the max amount. Then it will actually abort that because we don't actually know. Not less than 0. Okay, then we're going to try and insert that into the secondary. Inserted is 10,000. Right. I think I know what's happening. Yeah, I know what's happening. Because then, like, that will work. So that will then put that in there. So then that's fine. But then what's happening is the battery is then putting like 9,990 or whatever back into the cable. Which is why we need what Basti suggested, I think, which is having a toggle basically in the battery that stops that from but yeah, okay, so that's like not as much of an issue as I thought it was. Probably do something like that and it will go. A little bit more. I mean, it's still not ideal, but it's better than nothing. So anyways, the wind turbine. Wind turbines. Let's clear this. And clear this. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So, for wind turbines, I wanted to make it so they actually kind of use, like, wind. Right? Because they don't use wind. Like, there's no wind. So if we go into the wind turbine now, you can see my rudimentary calculation here to determine if there is wind, right? So if there's no world or that there's no pause, or there's no sky visible, or we're below sea level, right? I think those are all perfectly fine. If any of those are the case, we just return 0. That's not really a problem. I don't see a problem with that. Although, yeah, that's fine. I don't see a problem with that. Then it gets the biome, which is fine. I don't see a problem with just getting the biome. And adding a modifier there. If it's an ocean or if it's a mountain, whatever. And then it just does a height multiplier, which is fine-ish. And then it calculates the output by just basically multiplying those all together. Now, the problem is actually this wind speed float. So you see that if I do output is here, you'll see that the wind speed is basically randomized based on the seed of the world and the position of the top block, which isn't really ideal. So I want to make it use something that isn't completely random. To be honest, I don't know how to do that, but we're going to try. So my idea, basically, is that we're just going to, like, use Perlin noise or something. Now, I think Minecraft has a Perlin noise. They do, yeah. Okay, so this is actually unbelievably simple. Okay. So basically what I want to do is this dot wind speed is equal. So what we can do is we can have a private final Berlin noise sampler. Wind noise is equal a new Berlin noise sampler of a new yeah, so that needs a random. I see, so that can't be final. So wind noise is equal null, then that's just going to be equal to this.world.random. Now if wind speed is equal -1, and then I'm also going to say or this.world.time percentage maybe like 24,000 is equal 0. Then I'm going to do this.wind noise dot sample. Why does it divide it by 100? I don't know. I think it's being weird. Why is it complaining? Because that's a double and it needs to be a float. Sure, that's fine. That's not really a problem. Okay. Now, I'm using this for now, but I don't actually want it to use that. So, what it will do to figure this out is I'm going to have a offset, which is going to be this.world.getTime. Yeah, that basically. No, that. Oh. What is this? I don't know what this does. So that's not what I want anyways. I want to do plus offset. This isn't going to be a perfect calculation. But obviously this is still like somewhat temporary, but it's just going to be a better calculation. The other thing I'd quite like to do is for it to actually check the blocks like in front of it. To see if it can actually have wind reach it or not. But I have to define how many blocks I want to actually check, right? Because it's going to be quite expensive to do that. I think what I'm going to do is here's what I'll do. I'll have a private boolean and receive wind. And then I will say if not can receive this dot can receive wind, then we're just going to return 0. Oh, can't do that because it's static. That's correct. Actually, that makes sense. Okay. Minor complication there then. we'll just pass that in, which isn't super ideal, but it will have to work. Can receive. There we go. Okay, we'll just calculate that in here then. Okay, and this is going to do... I think what we'll do is we'll check 16 blocks in front. But obviously we only want to do this every so often. Otherwise this is going to be way too expensive. I'm thinking if... I wasn't even going to do it that often, to be honest. I was going to do... something probably like... Probably 100. And then we're going to say check 16 blocks in front. If any of them are not set can receive default. So boolean. We don't even need a boolean actually. We can just do a for I loop. I is less than 16. And then we can grab block pause. Pause. So what does this do? Just pause to add, get cache state. Kind of. Yeah, kind of. This just needs to this dot pause dot up 4. I think this actually needs to be up 3, not 4, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh god, I need to make this smaller because that's wind turbine block. Here we go. It's between 0 and 3, so that means 4 is actually too many blocks. So that's 3, and then where's the other one? Where's the other one? I have a 4 somewhere else. Ah, there you go. Okay. So up 3, and then we get the cache state, get the facing. Yeah, that's not right. I don't suppose I have a facing in this class, do I? No, I just use properties.horizontal facing. That's fine. So that'll get the facing. It will convert that into a vector. I assume that's fine. So we have float vector, double vector, vec3i. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. Now we might actually want to use a double or float vector instead of... No, we don't, because that's... Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So if it's not air, can receive wind is false. And then at the end, we're just going to set this.can receive wind is equal true. Oh, wait. I see. I see. I need to do that, and then do that. So that'll set it to true, and then this will run. If it reaches any of these, then it goes back to false. But else it will just stay as true. And that's fine. Okay. Maybe not 16 blocks, actually, now that I think about it. That's quite a long way. We'll do 8. 8 blocks. And I'm actually just going to move that down the line. There we go. Okay. Honestly, that's kind of all I wanted to do with this. I mean, I'm not perfectly happy with like the biome and height modifiers. But it's also like kind of the best way to do it. Yeah, so that just uses that. That should be fine, I believe. This isn't actually doing anything though. So if it can't receive wind, yeah, I'll just put that in here. Okay, and if we run that, we should find that two things are going to happen. So the wind is actually going to change every Minecraft day. And then we're also going to find that it will check 8 blocks in front to see if there is anything blocking it from receiving. I mean, ideally in the future, instead of using Perlin noise, I would generate some kind of like direction map, like a map of like vectors. I don't know if there's a name for that, but that would probably be a good way. And then I could have like a wind direction, and a power, and it would be kind of relative to each other. There's probably a name for that, but I don't know math stuff, so. So we should now say that these are producing drastically different things. So yeah, I mean, you can see that these ones, so I don't actually know how these ones are spinning. Because they should see that there's these blocks in front of them. Like what this one has done. Interesting. Oh, you know what it is? I reckon that's not syncing to the client. Let's fix that then, shall we? So wait, no, it shouldn't need to sync to the client. No, wait, will it? I'm trying to think. I think it will, yes. That's fine. I can do that. So, this dot can receive win is equal mbc dot get boolean, and then put boolean. That's it. So now obviously these are all going to be broken. These should check in theory every however often, right? So if I should check every, what, 5 seconds? No, we'll breakpoint it. Can receive wind is already true. Interesting. So it's the pause, blah, 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 blah. I guess the storage. So then does get energy output. So if it cannot receive wind, that's false, that's false. Those should all be fine. And it gets the biome, so my modifier just stays at 1. Oh, what's wind speed? 0.77. Okay. Output is 142. Okay, so then it does that. It does an update. Oh. Wait, yeah, that's fine. Oh, but that could be this one, actually. Couldn't it? In theory. Oh, hello. What? Negative 184? Let's break the battery. Yeah, so they're now negative 184. That's interesting. Well, let's see why, shall we? So let's go in here. Wind speed is negative 1. Interesting. Shouldn't be. Yeah, wind speed is not negative. Oh, wait. But it is negative, which isn't correct. Is per noise between negative 1 and 1? It must be. It must be. So I can just plus 1. I have to give it a second. Recalculate. Or not. Of course, that's entirely possible too. Interesting. You can see that breaks this one, right? But what I'm noticing is it's not breaking this one. Which is weird. Like, how? What? Hello, Craftum Zen. Welcome to the stream. So, okay, question. What position is this? So this is at negative 12, 56, negative 3. So negative 12 and negative 3, remember that. That's the important thing to remember. In fact, I can keep that open, can't I? So negative 12 and negative 3. So we can breakpoint this. So not this one. Not this one. Not this one. This one. So counteractive wind is currently false. And yet it is still spinning. Interesting. Shouldn't be. It is syncing the Boolean. You know what it probably is actually? It's that I'm not updating. And I need to update. I suspect maybe that's what it is. Nope, apparently not. Try again. So, no, 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 Yeah, that one. Okay. So it's still false. So it's the pause. Wait, this isn't right. Is it not hot swapped? I don't think it hot swapped. There you go. And then if I do that, this one should start spinning. Yay! And then if I put some blocks in front of it, it stops spinning. Nice. Now, if we also do game roll, do daylight cycle, true, and do tick, rate set, or what is it? Tick rate. Yeah, there you go, 200. Make it go a little bit faster than that. Actually, we'll go 500. Nope, 1000. That's going to make it lag a little bit, but we should see that after a day, this will change. It's 186 right now. It should change. It did not change. Let's just watch it again. Maybe I missed it. Maybe it changes like midnight or something. No, it is not changed. We could... Oh, I've done 240,000, not 24,000. That's why. Okay, let's let it run through again. And it should change to a different value this time. There you go, 168. We'll let it go through again because it shouldn't change as much the next time. Because it's Pearl and noise, right? Should be close together. Almost there. Almost there. Should change about now. Yep, seems to be working. It is increasing, or at least these two are, but this one is actually going down, I think, which is pretty cool. Also, this is generating an insane amount of energy because of the speed that it's doing. That's... There you go, you see it went down that time, and this one went way down, and this one stayed about the same. Okay, so let's do tick rate 20. So, and we'll do time at 5,000. Midday, right? Okay, the other thing that I do want to do is when it's nighttime, I want the wind speed to be less because that's typically how it works. Not a lot less, like not 0, right? But just less. So what I can do is in here, so time of day modifier. What is this? Don't know. Time set 0. What time of day is that? So that's there. And then if I do time set what, 12,000. That's there. So basically, if it's anything greater than 12,000, so yeah, basically that. So I can make that inline. So that actually needs to be here though. I don't know how I managed to do that. But yeah, then we just want to multiply this by time of day modifier. Okay, and you see, yeah, they instantly just dropped there. Now, if I do time set 5,000, so that's 185, and then time set, that's a stupid number. I don't know why I did that. 23,000, 92, time set 0, 185. Perfect. Put it back to 5,000. Okay, so that's pretty much what I wanted. I think there are definitely a lot more opportunities of things that could be added here. But for now, this is perfectly fine. I think we're ready to move on to the next thing. So I'm going to poll it again. And you guys are going to decide on what the next thing is. So it's going to be out of the same options, basically just missing the wind turbine. So here we go. And whichever one of these it happens to be is going to take up the entire rest of the stream, just so you guys are aware. So whichever one you pick, it's going to take up the entire rest of the stream. I can guarantee that for all of them. So here you go. We've got the new poll in. Cast your votes. I'm going to turn the light on because it's starting to get dark. If it's a tie, then I'll have to flip a coin. Window closed. It's currently tied. Come on, guys. There's 9 of you here. We only have 5 votes. Who's not voting right now? I'm going to get these votes in. Got to break the tie. Why so I'm going to have to flip a coin. And currently it's between conveyors and... Okay. Whoever just voted. Okay. Right. Okay, if it's a three-way tie, then I'm going to ask 30bot which one we should do. It's currently a three-way tie. 30bot is biased? I mean, not really. Like, 30bot doesn't know anything about them. Or I could just ask 30bot to give me a number between 1 and 3, actually. That would be a better way to do it. Okay, I'm ending the poll. And it's tied between them all. Okay, I'm actually not going to use 30bot. That means I have to open Discord, and that's like a whole thing. So we'll just do a random number generator. since you guys are so indecisive. Okay, why is there not... I thought Google had... Oh, it does. Okay. It just isn't the first result for some reason. Okay, here we go. So, between 1 and 3. Okay, I'm going to press it 5 times, just in case... I don't know, maybe it... Whatever. I'm going to press it 5 times, and whichever one's the 5th one, that's what we're going to do. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you can't see it. 1 second. We'll try again. Okay, I'm gonna reset it so you can't see which one it turned out to be then. Okay, here you go. If I put it there. Okay. We're gonna try again. I'm gonna press it 5 times, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. It was 2 twice. That's interesting. 5. It was 2 3 times? That's crazy. Anyways, I guess we're doing conveyors? Since that is the second one. Okay, well, conveyors it is. If you guys weren't indecisive, then we wouldn't have this problem. Hello, Alex. Welcome to the stream. So, yeah, conveyors it is. So, conveyors are actually going to be, like, somewhat easy. I think, at least. I might honestly regret saying that, because they might not be. But I think for the most part, they're going to be easy. So, we're just going to do a basic conveyor for now, but I do plan to add a lot of conveyors in the mod, lots of different conveyors. But yeah, for now, we'll just do conveyor. Okay. And then we're going to go block. Oh, let me just make sure the music is still playing, since I know it loves to stop. It did stop. Good job, I checked. Alright, so let's create a new class. Extends. I'm not going to extend Industria block, just because this is going to be kind of complex. And unfortunately, Industria block isn't quite designed for more complex. So, for the most part, I'm just going to be able to copy rail block. Here we go. I'm going to put this on my other monitor. Okay, so... there we go. Okay, and then we want a... sure, we'll create that method too. So we want a public static boolean is conveyor, and we'll say this or should we just do that, or should we yeah, we'll do that, and we'll also say block.is. Oh, actually, vanilla takes in a state here. Doesn't really matter, to be honest, but we'll go with that. And then we'll say state is in, and then we'll say I think my class is just called blocks. Yeah, there you go. Conveyors. Okay, let's create that. So we'll do conveyors. Okay. I'm also going to copy what vanilla does actually, which is creating an overload, which does that. Kind of useless, but it's fine. Yeah, then we want get outline shape. I'm thinking actually this isn't gonna work. Like, how does it know what rotation it has? I'm confused. Oh, vanilla has a rail shape. Oh, I see. Okay. But there's 2 rail classes. I see. We're going to combine that into one, but that's fine. Okay, we have can place at. So a lot of this is just going to be copy pasting. I don't know what has top rim at me. I see. That's fine. On block added. That's fine. Update curves. This is kind of going to be copy paste, copy paste, copy paste for a little while, but once, oops, I just did a thing. But it's not going to be completely that. If it forbids curves, so we don't have that. Actually, we might want that, now that I think about it. Because we might have conveyors that aren't going to allow you to, like, curve them. So, sure, we'll have that. At this point, it is literally just becoming a rail block, but it's fine. Okay. So that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. But then update curves does that. Get shape property, those are fine. Checks if this rail should be dropped. Does anyone know what this method does? What is this method for? Oh, I think it means... Oh, I see. So if the neighbor changes, it's whether the rail should go from like that to like that, I think. I think that's what that means. So that's fine. We'll keep that too. And yeah, I was going to say that can be a switch expression. It helps a little bit to simplify that. Update block state is an empty method, which is interesting. I'm so curious on what get shape property is. Oh, I see. Rail shape. Okay, we'll come back to that in a second. Because I'm going to want to edit all of those then. Okay, on state replaced. That's fine. Get placement state. What is BL and BL2? So BL is just waterlogged. What is BL2? Direction is east or west. I see. So there's no like south north. Yeah, so unfortunately this isn't actually going to quite work. Because we're not going to have east west and south north, or north south, whatever. We're going to have east west, west east, south north, and north south. Because obviously conveyors have a direction they're going in, right? Or I could have like a Boolean property for whether it's forward or backward, maybe? Maybe I could do that actually. You know, I'm going to create this enum right now. And then I think I might as well create the other methods because there isn't much else to add. So it's this. Make this an X class. Let's do get state for neighbor update. Yep, that doesn't need to be there. And then finally get fluid state. Nice and simple. Okay. Let's create this enum. So public enum conveyor shape. I'm thinking it might be better if I have a... no, I can't do that. Like, I was thinking, what if I, instead of having... Because I could have, say, for example, straight. Wait. No. So what I could have is I could just have a direction property, and then I could have a public enum vertical orientation, which would be up, down, or none. Right, so then it would just be a direction, and I guess I can't do that because it could also be turning, right? Because you can have like a turning state. Interesting. Okay, so in that case, I'm gonna have a north-south. And then there's gonna be a northeast, northwest. Yeah, basically, Copilot's gonna figure all of these. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so north, south, northeast, northwest, and then there needs to be southeast. South, north, southwest, and then there needs to be east-west, east-north, east-south, and then there's west, west-north, west-south, west-east. West-west doesn't make any sense. I could have that, and then I could then have a public enum vertical conveyor shape, which would just be up, none, down. I think these both need to implement string identifiable. But this becomes up, none, down. So that's it. And it overrides. Oh no, it doesn't override that. Oh. Add string is actually okay, weird. ToString is also that. Okay. Wait, I guess it's never going to be facing down, though, is it? Now that I think about it. Because it's, like, whether or not it's facing down is just whether or not it's vertical or not. Because whether or not it's down is just figuring out which way it's going. Is that right? I'm trying to think. Because what's the difference between it facing up and facing... No, I guess it could be facing down. Because if it's going from, say, north to south... I guess you could say it's a... No, you couldn't say it's ascending because the conveyor has a direction. North to south. So... Yeah, okay, so we do actually need... Okay, that's fine. That just makes this code a lot more complicated. Specifically this code right here. I highly doubt Copilot can figure this out, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to do a few things. We'll get rid of the voxel shape for now, because that's going to be a messy mess. So we'll have a public static final enum property of a conveyor shape, which is going to be the conveyor shape. Yeah, this needs to also have string identifiable. North, south, northeast. Yeah, Copilot can do all of these, hopefully. String name, constructor, as string, toString. Okay. Perfect. So then that's the conveyor shape, and then we also have the vertical conveyor shape. Okay. We also need to set the default state. So north, south, and then none, waterlogged, false. That makes sense as the defaults. That's fine. Okay. the next thing is just to replace rail shape with conveyor shape, kind of. I think I can actually keep those. I think I can keep the voxel shape. But I'm probably going to want to change them at some point because they're not going to be exactly what I want them to be. But we'll figure that out. So, yeah, so we want to get the vertical shape property. And then we'll say is flat or something, or is vertical. And then instead of calling this the ascending shape, we'll call this the vertical shape. And then we'll call this the flat shape. Hello, Aleatorio, welcome to the stream. Okay, and then this is fine. Right, this needs to be conveyor shape. And then this needs to be... We can keep that as get shape property, that's fine. It's going to be conveyor shape. That needs to be conveyor shape, which is called shape. Okay, and then this also... Yeah, I see. Haha. Yes, this is gonna be... Can Copilot figure this one out? I don't think this is right. Right. So like north south, I think just needs to be south, right? So basically all the ones that point south, right? So east, south, and then west, south. That's not right. This needs to be southeast. No, south north. And then the easts go east, and then the wests go... What in the... No, what? How did Copilot mess that one up? Okay, whatever. Oh, I see, because... Oh my god, what is it doing? This is west, east. Oh my god, west, east. And then this is east, west. North, south, east, south, west, south, and then south, north, east, north, west, north. Northeast, southeast, west, east, northwest, southwest, east, west. I think that's correct. Okay. Perfect. We can get rid of that. Yeah. Okay. This is going to be conveyor shape. Oh god, there's an entire class for this? Oh my god. We'll come back to that, because that's going to be a whole thing. I'm gonna probably have to create it, but that's fine. We'll come back to that. This needs to be vertical shape property. And then, come on, Copilot, you can figure out is vertical. There you go. Okay. This is gonna be an entire thing. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. That's fine. This is conveyor shape. This is fine. That's fine. Okay. We do have a few other things to add. This doesn't need to be a thing, though. That's actually useless. I don't know why I even copied that across. Because this is just vertical. Oh, what the hell? Vertical conveyor shape. This is just conveyor shape. I'm also going to grab the vertical conveyor shape as well, because I think it's going to need that too. So conveyor shape and then vertical conveyor shape. Okay. Yeah, that's not useful right now. This is just get conveyor shape. And then this is vertical conveyor shape. Let's create this method, shall we? Is vertical. Here you go. Okay. Yeah, probably not a terrible idea. Okay. So now it's really just left down to this conveyor placement helper class. Oh, apparently not, actually. Because we need to implement rotate and mirror. Oh, someone kill me. What is this doing? I don't really know what Copilot's doing right now, to be honest. But we'll go with it. We'll assume that it's correct, even though it's probably not correct. I'm gonna be honest, I think we're gonna have a bit of an AI job here to do some of this. Because I don't want to have to write all of these north, south, east, west, blah, 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 blah. Because that's gonna be a lot of work. And it's gonna be very repetitive. Pretty much exactly what AI is meant for. So this is the vanilla one. Okay. I wonder if we can organize these in a way. Hmm. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this part right here. I'm gonna open rock. Okay. And I'm just gonna say, can you implement this rotate method? Following the layout provided by the example, but for my email. It'll probably know what I mean. That's the good thing about AI. It tends to understand what you mean. The thing is, it's hard to know if it's gonna have worked or not. But it might have worked. I mean, the only way to know really is to actually try it, and we're long away from it. So that just needs to be conveyor shape, and then conveyor shape, and then delete. And then we have to do the exact same thing for mirror. But mirror is slightly different, I believe. Yeah, so mirror is like left, right, and front, back. So I'm gonna do like that. You know, Copilot might even be able to do this one. Why is it doing that? It was worth a try. Okay. Let's just ask it to do the exact same thing for mirror. And we'll try it. So only thing is that shape is not. That's just conveyor shape. Boom, boom, boom. It also hasn't done a switch expression for this one. I'm a little bit offended by. I also feel like this could be massively simplified, no? Like, could I not just... Okay, first of all, what does this one do? Yeah, so surely I could just return super.mirror. No. So if I do this, so conveyor shape, could I not just do shape is equal switch of mirror, and then this? And then in the default, I just say null. And then do the same here. Boom, boom, boom. Oh. And then if shape is null, then we return super.mirror state mirror. Else we return the state with... Yeah, that'll work. I don't know why I didn't do that, to be honest. And that can be a ternary as well. Nice. Oh, because it's missing none. But that's fine because default... Oh, that should work. I feel like this could be a switch expression too, no? Could it not be a switch expression? Like, I'm confused. Can I not just do this? Oh, no, I see, because it's... Oh, because it's yielding it back to here? But can I not do this? Or, that? Am I crazy? Or even better, like this, no? Or am I crazy? Maybe I'm crazy. But I'm pretty sure you can do this. I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna get rid of all of the things and see if it errors. It is complaining it. Oh, that's just because these need semicolon. And then I can do that, right? No way to fix all. There we go. And then this can be enhanced switch. And then this one... Why is this one complaining? Different case kinds used in switch. Huh? What? I'm confused. I'm not sure I'm not sure I understand why it's complaining. I assume it's because of the yields, right? But can I... Okay, why is it not letting me do this? Do I really have to do this for all of them? Manually? Fine. I'll just do this. And that. Default branch is unnecessary for some... I think it's actually fine. And then, yeah, that's fine. I think this is fine. Yeah, should be. Should be fine. Okay, so now that just means that the only thing left to do is this conveyor placement helper class. Me close whilst I'm at it. So close that, close that. Okay, this class is going to be very complicated. This is going to be hell. Okay, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be lazy again. I'm going to take all of this. And I'm going to use, supposedly, what is the best AI for coding. According to, I don't know, some study. I forgot which one it is. I cannot show that on screen. Does anyone know if I switch to a VPN whilst I'm streaming, does that cut the stream off? It's probably fine, right? Because otherwise I cannot show this screen. Because, oh no, actually I technically can because, well, no, I couldn't. Well, I could, but like, yeah. You know what, I'm gonna try it. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure the stream will not die. Okay, chat, we should now be in the Netherlands. In theory. We should now be in the Netherlands. Yep, Gemini thinks I'm in the Netherlands. Is the stream still running? It is. Well, that went pretty flawlessly, actually. Anyways, Gemini. You can see why I why I had to hide that. I'm very curious if it's even going to be able to know what I mean, let alone if it's actually able to do this, but we're going to try it. So I'm going to copy all of this. It's a massive class. Okay. See, the unfortunate thing about Gemini is I can't make it think. And it might need to be able to think, but we're going to try it. Good thing about Gemini is it has a massive context, so it's really good for coding. In theory, it should work. Only problem is I don't know how I'm gonna know if this worked or not. I do actually have, you know what I have actually? I have 2.5 Pro. I'm gonna ask the same thing on 2.5 Pro. This is actually pretty cool. It's basically doing like thinking, I believe. Okay, it's gonna take a hot minute though. That is the only problem. Oh no, it's reviewing already. Here we go. There's no way it's actually done this. The problem with AI is it's always confidently incorrect. So it could just be wrong. Is that paid for AI? This is the pro version, yeah, the paid for version. But I'm just on a trial at the moment, so I'm actually not paying for it. But otherwise, yeah. And the free version is pretty good anyway. But this has generated a massive class. Damn. Should we try it? I think we should try it. I don't want the imports though, because those aren't going to be correct. No matter how good an AI is, it's not going to get the import correct. But I mean, I guess we can try it. There's no harm in trying it, right? So I don't really know where to create this. I don't like have a place. I guess I'll do it in util maybe. So conveyor placement. What did I call it? Conveyor placement helper. Okay, first of all, we need to see if it has any errors or not, right? That's kind of going to be number one, most important. Actually, I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to create a conveyor package. And I'm going to put it in there. And then I'm also going to take the two enums out of here. I'm going to put them in that package, because otherwise importing those is going to be a pain in the butt. So I will... Where is it? Refactor. Move in a class. Upper level. And this is going to go into util conveyor. Refactor. What is this? I think it's fine. Oh, that didn't do it for both of them. That's unfortunate. Move in the class. Upper level. Refactor. Okay. And then that should be able to import all of those. We have some errors though. What? What is it trying to do? and connect to. I'm curious what the original was and what it's trying to actually do here. Oh, so this is a vector. I think it's trying to get the vector and understanding, like, I see what it's trying to do. I see. So it's basically trying to see if it equals direction.up.get vector, I think. Wait, a block pos is a vector I actually, isn't it? So get vector, I believe it's your, yeah. So I think that's what it's trying to do. But I'm gonna check because I am curious. So not this. What the hell? Rail placement. And can that just doesn't exist? Okay. Is there a equivalent method? And connect. I mean, this is neighbor. Gotta be this map. Can't be that. Huh. I don't really know what it's done because this is very different. I thought it would have kind of tried to copy it, but I guess not. Can I do actually, I don't want to compare the block pos. I want to... Problem is, this is giving me a vec3 I don't want it to be... Like, I guess I can do that. And then... Can I do direction from a vec3 I? I can do from a vec3 D. Oh, here we go. From vector. And then I can just give it a fallback. So I can say relative. And then the fallback would direction.north. And then that gives me the direction facing. And then I can just check if facing is equal direction dot down, direction dot up. And I'm going to make sure I change all of these relatives. So those are fine. Yeah, and then it's just all of these basically. So boom, 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 boom. Okay, and then if I just replace this with equals direction. And then it wants me to replace this with fashion. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought might happen. Will this be one of the first tech mods for Fabric? Not really. There are some tech mods for Fabric. You have, for example, what the fuck is this? Tech Reborn. Which is a tech. There's also, I think it's called Oritech, which I think is on Fabric. Yeah, this mod, this is also on Fabric. So you got this one, and you got, what was the one I just said? Oh my god. Gone straight out of my head. Tech Reborn. This one as well. Which is like kind of just an IC2 clone. You got that one. Tech Reborn is made by the dev of Fabric? No. Not really. Well, like, kind of, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's made by Modmus, which, yeah, is a dev of Fabric. Yeah. And I think Prospector is or was too, I think. So yeah, like, kind of. You also have Create Fabric. This is still on 1.20.1 though, so that hasn't updated yet. You have Refine Storage 2, which maybe isn't on Curse Forge yet. Huh. Is it not on Curse Forge yet? Find Storage 2. It says it's on, oh yeah, here you go. Download on Curse Forge. Oh, it's just Refined Storage. So they've just replaced it. Okay, whatever. Sure. So this is on Fabric. But that's it, as far as I'm aware. I don't know if there is any others. I mean, we can check actually real quick. So we can go Fabric, and go Technology. So AE2 apparently is on Fabric. I actually didn't know that. That's interesting. Power is on Fabric, apparently. I didn't know that either, to be fair. Just enough mechanism multi-blocks is on Fabric? That doesn't make sense. Because mechanism isn't on Fabric. that's a silly mod to be on Fabric. What? Anyways. Oh yes, modern industrialization. This is another one. Which is like... My understanding is that it's kind of like Greg Tech-ish? Like, kind of? Industrial Revolution is apparently also on Fabric, I guess. Yeah, here you go. So it's like basically Greg Tech. Ad Astra, that's on Fabric. What else? I mean, you can see them all. There are actually more than I thought there were, to be fair. But like, not that many, really. Yeah, here's the other one, Industrial Revolution. Looks alright, I guess. I don't know. Aren't honestly that many images of it. What the hell are these? Okay. But yeah. So there's a few. Definitely not the first one. Why are there mechanism mods on Fabric? I'm so confused. How and why are there mechanism mods on Fabric? Because mechanism isn't on Fabric. Or has it just been mistagged as Fabric? This is Fabric. If I go mod loaders Fabric. 1.18.2 is apparently on Fabric. I don't think that's correct. Anyways, there are some, basically. Okay. Has this fixed the errors here? No. Because we haven't actually, like, done this part yet. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to tell it to implement these methods too. Because there's going to be a lot of the same. I'll let you guys watch it, because it's going to take a hot minute. Do you prefer CurseForge old or new UI? Definitely the new UI, for sure. The old UI was actually atrocious. So definitely the new UI. What is this? Interesting. I feel like it's overcomplicated, yes, but maybe not. There's no way this works, by the way. Like, there's so much going on here that, like, the chances that it's got this all correct is pretty much 0. Yeah, there's just it's not gonna happen. I mean, we'll try it, but oh, these are actually. Oh wait, oh, it's being weird. Okay, so it also wants me to have this like weird ass record. I don't really understand the point of. But we'll go with it for now. Then it wants that. And then it wants this. It's done it again. It thinks that this is not what it is, which is no. So from vector just takes in the relative and default it to direction north if it fails, and then we just do. I'll just call it direction just to simplify it. Then we do direction, 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 blah, blah, blah. And then place all of those. And actually, these don't need to be equals. These could be double equals, but ah well. Okay, get placement state is gonna need to be adjusted. If I can find it. It should have actually remembered this anyway. So, yeah, we don't have that part. I don't even know if there's any point me testing this because it's not gonna work. There's no way it works. Honestly, if this works, I don't know. I just don't believe that it's gonna work. I will be very impressed if AI can actually get this to work, and I might even genuinely pay for it if this works first try. First try. This has to work first try. Only problem with that is that we are going to need model. This is a teapot, isn't it? Do we have any warning? Yeah, but those are all fine, I think. Yeah, maybe not actually. As north-south is always true. Is that correct though? See, sometimes Copilot does go crazy and it might not be correct. So it's either North Connect or South Connect. What the hell is this? Anyways, North Connect, South Connect. What is the point of this? I'm sorry, what? Yeah, that's completely and utterly redundant. No, but it's not trying to initialize it because it's already done that here. Which, speaking of, I hate when people put this dot before a method call. Like, that's just, yeah, hate it. So weird. But yeah, I don't know how that could always be true. North, south, or south. Like, I think that's incorrect. Neighbor Helper dot can connect. Did it have a question in the... I think it did, yeah. It probably doesn't really know what's going on, I suspect. Or at least I suspect it's limited to... Like, it's limited to what it... I mean, this is a very complex class, to be fair, right? Like... 400 lines, and then I also gave it this class, which is 430 lines. Wait, no, did I give it that class? No, I gave it the vanilla class. I mean, the code is either going to work or it's not. Well, or it will half work. I think it will probably half work, which is okay. Not... yeah, I see. I think sometimes it does things like this just so that it can write a comment, not necessarily because of this, right? Like, there's some things here, like that can be a switch expression, as Copilot says, or as IntelliJ says. This isn't finished. Yeah, because this doesn't do anything. So this is meant to do something. Copilot doesn't know what it needs to do. I don't know what it needs to do. Maybe this was a bad idea. Well, if this doesn't work, and if I can't get it to work, I do have an alternative solution. That will simplify it. I want to just try this. I want to know what it's going to do. But we can't really do that without models. Kind of the problem. Because it's going to be very hard to know what it's done. Okay, we're going to try. We're going to try. Oh, because this is abstract? It doesn't actually need to be abstract. Forbid curves will be false, and then we'll say setting. Okay. I want to try it. Let's try it. I suspect lots of things are going to go wrong. We're probably going to have crashes at the start. I mean, we could completely vibe code this, guys, you know? That's always a possible answer. We could just let Gemini figure it out. I just give it the errors and it's like, figure it out every single time. I do want to do that at some point. I want to make a modding video where we just completely vibe code and see how far it goes. Because I don't think it will go very far. And I'm not sure it would even be able to register. Okay, actually, I don't want to load into this world because I think it's going to crash and it's going to cause a problem and I'm not going to be able to use that world anymore. So we're going to create a new one. Probably should have done Superflex. It's going to take a hot minute, but that's fine. But it did actually launch. That's correct. But though that was all my code that would make it launch, not Gemini's code. So that's like kind of expected. It'll probably crash when I place it down. That's what's going to happen. So conveyor. You guys ready? It's going to crash. I promise you it's going to crash. Wow. I'm shocked. I am genuinely... I was so sure that was going to crash. Oh. That's interesting. Okay. Interesting. So it hasn't made an ascending one, has it? So it's north, south, north, south. So is the placement working? That lagged a lot, by the way. No, so it's always north, south. Wait, no, it's not always north, south. That's east, west. That's east, west. Interesting. So... No, I haven't done that yet, right? We're nowhere near that far yet. Um, right, so this is for placement, right? You know, I genuinely, I'm just gonna give it to Gemini and tell it what's happened and see what it does. Okay, so what's the first issue I should say? Should I say... I think I'm gonna say the deleting itself thing. Okay. Yeah, I'll bring it back over here. I'm just gonna say, when I place one in front of the other, they both get removed. Nice and simple. See, this is pretty cool though, right? You can see it's like going through the code and it's seeing, okay, in neighbor update it calls this, which calls this. This is likely true. Then it enters the switch statement. Like, that's pretty cool. I like it. But whether it actually figures it all out correctly is obviously a different thing. But it's pretty cool. Neighbor update logic. Should drop rail. Wait, how does it know this? The original should drop rail logic was copied from abstract rail block. How does it know that? Wait, is that what I called the method? Am I an idiot? Did I not rename it? I forgot to rename it to should drop conveyor. Oh dear. That would definitely help. It's still writing code. Is this the new code or is this the old one? No, this is the new one. So, what's it done? You've got to be careful because it does things like this, where it's commented out the line I had previously because it doesn't know that taglist.blocks exist. So I've got to be careful with just like copy pasting this. I'm gonna move it over. Oh my god, every time I move it over to my other monitor, it puts me back up to the very top of the chat. Very, very annoying. So, okay, let's go. I'm going to go from the start and see what it's changed. So, this is the same. As top rim. No, that's a vanilla method, you dinglebat. Okay, onBlock added is this kind of the same. It's actually just got rid of notify and said it's true. Sure, we'll try that, I guess. Neighbor update, it's done something with. It's renamed the should drop rail method. We should drop, which makes sense. I would also have done that. I noticed it, which I didn't. Update block state. Oh, it's done a bunch of stuff in here. You see what it's done? So iron, it just returns the state, that's fine. Not the same state, then just return it, that's fine, that makes sense. New state. Help to update block state. That makes sense. I don't know why it wasn't that before. On state replace, I think it's just straight up broken, that method, so I'm not going to copy that across. It's done some very weird stuff in there. This one's exactly the same, I think. Okay, it's done something to neighbor info though. Is where? Like down here. Okay, no, it hasn't actually really done anything to neighbor info, it's just made it look weird. Good to know. Okay, get neighboring conveyors state pause is a method it's added, and it's the ugliest thing I think I've ever seen. Is it just this? I think it is. Is it? Yeah, it's just made it ugly. Nice. Okay, can neighbor connect back is one hell of a method that it's added. Nope, it's actually the same method. Sure, I'll copy it across, but I don't know if it's actually done any. Thing is, it doesn't actually say what it's changed, so I am kind of blindly copying things. Okay, and then why is this? Oh, that needs to be direction.north. I'm sure that's fine, but oh, unless oh, I see. So as the fallback, it's saying it wants the fallback to be null. And the same here. Which makes sense. It's once again still doing this. You'd think it would learn by now. Especially bear in mind I've shown it my code where I've changed that into the correct thing. And we hear from neighbor. Direction. I'll just check if relative is used anywhere else. Oh, this is a minor problem. I'm just going to be lazy. Oh wait. Oh, that is just that. Okay, undo that then, and just get rid of that. And that. Okay, I see. Okay, now for the most ugliest method you've ever seen in your entire life. My god, this is actually one hell of a method. Wait, this method isn't used. Oh, no, it is. It has actually changed get placements. Which is here. And it's now using this. I see. I'm not going to be able to hotspot that. Okay, we're gonna see what this does. It's not gonna work. And then I'll probably end the stream and I'll probably backpedal this entire thing afterwards. And do it my way. And my idea, I think, is much simpler. I'm just gonna have a boolean for whether it's going forwards or not. I think that's probably an easier way to just do the entire thing. I'll just have a direction for which way it's facing. In fact, can I just have a direction for which way it's facing? Kind of. I guess not really, because you've got like corners. Okay. So these are both north-south, which would actually be correct. This one, though, is also north-south, and yet I'm facing south, so that's not correct. What do you think it does if I place one here? That's an east-west? I don't know. Has like that updated this one? Or... it's not doing anything. Yeah. I mean, it's like kind of working, but like the thing is, it's really hard to tell what it's doing without a model, I think. Which is like kind of the problem here. I'm surprised it's not crashing, to be honest. I'm actually really surprised. But I guess it makes sense because if I do this, like they're not joining onto each other. You can see they're not joining on each other, which they should be. Get a temp model, yeah, but it's not that simple because I have to make like many models. It's not just a temporary model. Like I have to make at least 3 models. Yeah, I have to make 3 models, I think. And then it's not just the models, because then I have to make the actual like JSON file that makes them, you know, actually work. It's like a lot of work for something that I know isn't going to work anyways, because like these aren't connected. You can tell they're not connected. But yeah, maybe conveyors wasn't a good idea for this stream. We might backpedal this for a little while longer, I think. It's a very complex thing to do now. And I think I can probably simplify it by not doing it the way Rails are done, because I think Rails are unnecessarily complex. So yeah, I'll probably try and figure that out some other time, not in a stream. And maybe next time instead, we'll go back to the oil pump jack and just get that done. I think that's probably a good idea. Probably the way to go. So yeah, I'm going to end the stream here. I'm kind of disappointed that we couldn't get the block entity render working. But hey, we did a fair amount of work on the wind turbine. And we've had a peek at conveyors. So I think that's all right. Hasn't been a complete waste of time. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next stream, which will probably be Sunday or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Probably Sunday. So yeah, I will see you then. Goodbye.